Hey there, Becca here from Inside the Square, and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create a colorful blog post, like the blog post that I have on InsideTheSquare.co that feature a large banner of color behind the main blog post title and just a little bit of the content. To create this magic, we're going to use some simple custom CSS. And in this tutorial, I'll teach you exactly how to add this code to your website and how to customize it to make it uniquely yours. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Here we are inside Squarespace looking at a blog post on my website. To add our custom code, I'm going to navigate to Pages on the left-hand side of the screen. Then I'll select Website Tools and then Custom CSS. To change the background color of the blog post, we're going to start by typing the word article, and we'll open up a curly bracket. I'm going to add a solid background color, and we'll just make it a very dark gray. Now, instantly, the background of the blog post has changed. The header is left the same, and we scroll down here, the item pagination and footer, that's all the same. Just the blog post has this unique background color. But it's really difficult to read the text of the post, so we're going to add some more code. I'm going to enter a new line, and here I'm going to say blog item content. I'll open up a curly bracket again, and we'll say background. Let's make it a solid white. Now we have a background color on the content of the blog post, but not the whole post itself. So our title and our category links are still being displayed on that darker background color that we added to the whole article. Now, if you're using a lighter background color, like I'll throw in a shade of light blue here that I enjoy, it's still easy to read. So maybe all you want to add another background color to is the content of the blog post itself. If that's the case, I just have one more recommendation for you, and that's to add a semicolon to line 5 here and add some padding. Let's say 30 px, for example. This will pull the text away from the edge of the blog item content, so it looks a little bit better and easier to read here. Without that padding, the text will run right up to the edge, and that's not exactly ideal, so I love to add just a little bit of padding. I also want to mention the pagination at the bottom. This doesn't get the unique background color that we added to the article. If you want to include that, add a comma and say .item-pagination and add exclamation point important at the end of your color value, and now your pagination links at the bottom will get that solid background color as well. Pretty great, right? But there's just a little bit more that I want to teach you how to customize. Scrolling back up to the top, let's go ahead and change this back to that darker background color. And let's go ahead and change this part of the code so that the title and the categories also get the lighter background so it's easier to read. We're going to change this to say blog item inner wrapper. Now the whole thing gets that background color to separate it from the dark article background that we created. Now I've got another trick to teach you to create a really unique look here. Let's go ahead and remove the item pagination, and instead of a solid background color, how about we make this a linear gradient? I'm going to say linear gradient, and then we'll open up parentheses. I'll say to bottom, and we'll start with that darker background color, and we'll have it fade into a lighter white color. And now we have a really cool gradient for the background of our blog post. Pretty cool, right? On my own blog post, I actually have this as a hard stop. So to create that, let me show you how we make this magic happen. I'm just going to add a 50% after my color values. And now the gradient's going to stop halfway down the post. So we have the dark color at the top and the lighter color at the bottom. I used 50%, and that will make the gradient happen halfway down the page. So if we look at the mobile version, we'll see that darker color lasts a lot longer until it hits halfway down the page. You can also make this a very specific value. Maybe 500 px is ideal for your own unique website. Now we'll see that stop at 500 px on mobile and 500 px on desktop, creating a unique background just for the top of our blog post, leaving the rest of it that different color. Now these colors are super duper customizable. Maybe you really liked using that lighter blue there, and we can change this to a different blue, creating a very colorful blog post, but we made sure that the blog item inner wrapper still has a lighter background to have that higher contrast so we can read the content of the post, including the title and the categories. If you only have one blog on your Squarespace website, you're good to go. The codes from this tutorial are listed in the description below. But if you have more than one blog, stick with me here. We're going to add this code to an individual blog so it won't apply to every page on your site. I'm going to remove this code from our custom CSS. You'll see it all go back to normal. Let's navigate back to our Pages menu. And here, I'm going to click on the gear icon for my blog. This will open up my blog settings. If I hop into the advanced section, this is where we'll find post blog item code injection. Clicking this option here, this opens up the area where we can add code, but we can have multiple types of code here. So we have to tell the computer this is a style code by literally listing the word style between left and right angled brackets here. All right, let's add our custom code from CSS, the exact code we had there. We'll select save, the page will refresh, and we now have a colorful blog post on this individual blog. If we open up the second blog on my website here, you'll see that the style of this blog is not affected. Underneath this video, you'll find the base code that we use to make this change to our Squarespace blog post. Just make sure that you customize that code, like updating the colors to make it uniquely yours. If you need to install this on an individual blog or an individual blog post, I've got related content linked below that will help you do exactly that. Check out those related links for more information. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I truly hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like and let me know in the comments. And most importantly, have fun with your Squarespace website. Bye for now. Find everything you need to make Squarespace uniquely yours at InsideTheSquare.co. That's InsideTheSquare.co.